Welcome to HTML5 Favorite Twitter Searches. Now, back in Lesson 5, we showed you how to do the Favorite Twitter Searches app. The difference in this version of the app is that we're not going to be using Android technology to build the app. Instead, we're going to be using portable web technologies that will execute in any standard web browser, but will also execute in the web browsers on most mobile devices as well. So to start out, let me go ahead and enter the URL of the website that we're going to be visiting here. The demo of this app is located at test.ditel.com/AndroidFP, which stands for Android for Programmers, the book on which this video live lessons is based. And then FTS for favorite Twitter searches, and then within that folder we have the favorite Twitter searches.html file. Alright, so let me go ahead and hit enter, and in a moment it loads up the web page for the favorite Twitter searches mobile web app. Now, what we're going to be doing in this lesson is focusing on the HTML cascading style sheets and JavaScript technologies that allow me to build this web-based version of the favorite Twitter searches app, which is very similar in concept to the version that we showed you back in Lesson 5. So within the web page, you can see here, just like in the Lesson 5 app, we have the ability to enter a search query and to tag the query. So for example, if I want to do Twitter searches for our last name Ditel, and I don't want to include a gentleman by the name of Mervyn who also writes textbooks, but they're medical books, I can do Ditel space minus Mervyn, and I'll tag this just as the tag name Ditel, and I'll hit the Save Search button, and now you can see that I have a previously tagged search. And similarly, if I wanted to do a search for Android for programmers, I'll learn how to type at some point here, and I'll tag this one as Android FP, and then if I want to get rid of the keyboard, I can hit the back button and hit Save Search here, and you can see that I have another previously tagged search. Now, just like in the Lesson 5 app, I have the ability to delete a previously saved search, which I can do by touching the trash can icon in each case. I can even edit an existing search, so if I hit the Edit pencil icon, you can see that the values are populated back in the text fields up above. And just like we did in the Lesson 5 app, when the user touches a given search tag, the corresponding query will be submitted to Twitter and displayed in the device's web browser. So let me go ahead and do that. I just touched Ditel. It's now making the query out over the web, and in a moment we should see a list of tweets that include our name. And I've been doing a bunch of tweeting lately because of some promotions that our publisher's running on one of their websites, so we should see a couple of different tweets, actually several different tweets from me showing up here. And this is just a web page, so I can scroll within the page and look at the different tweets that came up. So basically it's the same type of app as we did back in Lesson 5. The difference is that I did not use any Android technologies to build this version of the app. So I'm just going back over to the page now, and I went too far, so let me go ahead and pull the web page back up again. There we go. So as I start typing, because I had already visited the site, it should automatically pull up the history and allow me to pull the web page back up here. Now, one of the things that of course is a little bit problematic here is having to type that long URL every time I want to visit this web app. So one nice thing you can do with web pages in Android and other mobile operating systems is add an icon for a web page to your home screen so it looks kind of like a regular app. And the way that you do that in Android is by bookmarking the page. So I'm going to go here and hit the bookmark icon, and you can see here's my favorite Twitter searches page ready to be added as a bookmark. And the title of the document is Twitter searches, which becomes the title of the bookmark as well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit add. And you can see that I have the opportunity to edit the name and the URL as well. And when I click OK, I now have a favorite or a bookmark for that page, and I can visit the bookmarks page within the browser and simply touch this now to open up the page. But more importantly, I can I can long touch on this, rather, not right touch, click, but long touch on that, and I can add a shortcut to the home screen of my device. So let me go ahead and do that. And now you can see it says shortcut was created. And if I now hit my home button, there is an icon for my Twitter Searches app. And if I touch that, it will pull up the web browser and bring up the favorite Twitter Searches app, just like a regular app being launched from the home screen as well. So some of the things that we're going to look at in this lesson are the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code that allows you to build a portable mobile web app that can run in a mobile web browser. But we're also going to show you a couple of items within the HTML that allow us to specify the icon that will be used to install a bookmark or a shortcut, if you will, on your home screen, and separately some technologies or techniques that are required to help scale the elements to fit in the width of the viewport that you have available to you on a mobile device.